All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Skipped yesterday, but we're back. It's been a tough stretch. We're still getting videos out. We're still playing. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Do you even want to talk about yesterday, or do you want me to give like a Cliff Notes version?
I mean, to sum it up, Kirby went 7 innings and had 2 Ks.
That's
um,
been our luck this week.
and against the A's. I mean, you really just can't make it up. But I really just have no one else to blame but myself for keep playing these stupid Brewers who just absolutely stink. Seattle also just didn't get there. I should have targeted more of that Baltimore series. Didn't get there. Um, Gunnar Henderson at like 20% hit one out yesterday. That was irritating because I was fiddling with the Orioles stack and then I just pivoted last second like I usually do. But I think we're pretty locked in today. Pitching looks pretty good. The whole slate actually looks fairly like there's not a lot of ownership going to one particular spot. So good day for tournaments, I think.
Never, I forgot to tell you yesterday. I made a lineup in class as a placeholder. Had Santander and Gunnar Henderson, but that was just me
Yeah.
bored in class, and I was like, whatever. All right. Oh, before we get started, I'm a White Sox fan, Funk's a Reds fan. So we're having a little bet for the series. So if the Reds win, I have to buy a jersey from the Reds. If the White Sox win the series, Funk's buying whatever White Sox jersey. The White Sox are going to probably lose and get swept.
Yep. And then once the series yeah, when the series is over, I'll sport the jersey once the Reds get swept.
I love how we just have no confidence in our team, in our teams.
I think we're
Uh,
combined for about 20 wins. So
All right, enough of this depression. Let's get into this. Let's start with pitchers because this is very interesting. Um, so this is what it's looking like now. Wheeler, Senga, Clayton Kershaw, Sale, Castillo kind of drops off a little bit. There's a lot to like from this. Like, if you look over here too, Wheeler's projected to be the highest owned at 16, and then number two is Castillo, or I'm sorry, Freed at 14.7, and then Castillo at 14.3. And then it's a little back and forth. Like it kind of drops down, but there's a lot of options today, but w where are you going?
yeah, this is probably the trickiest spot of the slate. It's just if you're single entering, picking your pitcher. As on a slate like this, I mean, so many guys look good. Castillo, I can't argue against. Senga, a minus 280 favorite, 5.5K prop juice to the over. I like that. I like Darvish. I like Freed. I like Wheeler. Um, there was someone else I was going to bring up. Oh, Montgomery against Detroit. I don't love Javier, but he's looked really good. I definitely cannot trust Chris Sale with all the good arms on the slate. I don't think. I don't want Kelly. I didn't even mention, and literally, I've been named 10 pitchers, and I haven't even talked about Corbin Burns against San Fran. Like that's just the state of pitching today. It's bonkers.
Yeah, this is, you mentioned this earlier. This is one of those slates where, there's not one single guy that's going to be like 30-40%. And if you don't play him, you're screwed the entire slate. You can get a little different. Like I said, Wheeler at 16%, then Max Fried at 14.7, Castillo at 14.3, and then it drops off to single digits. Freed is the one that stands out the most at 9.9. Senga, I kind of like too, and he's only at 6% ownership right now. Wheeler, I understand against Boston, but those are like my three in consideration. I know your thoughts on Merrill Kelly, but that's kind of a if you still want to get different, I'd go with him. He's 9K flat against Washington. Why not? But there's better pitchers on the slate that you can pay a little more for and that are still going to be pretty cheap. So I think Senga might be the play today.
That's where I'm leaning right now. I just think he's due to put a complete game together at some point. He's been just walking too many guys. That's why he hasn't been able to go 6 innings. So, I'm hoping he goes 7 Ks in the win, get us like 40 something. I think that can compete with the other guys on the slate with their price tags like Castillo for 1,000 more or whatever he is. He'll probably get to 50, but uh, I'm hoping Senga can pull through today or Freed. I like both of those guys.
I think the last time we played Senga, they played the A's and he got like 20 something because he gave up a few earned, but it was a blowout win. Jesus. All right. Let's move on to stacks. Um, so in order, obviously, Kansas City, Arizona, Atlanta, the Mets, and it kind of drops down a bit. I agree with like the first three here. That makes total sense to me. What's a stack that's not getting much love that you're kind of thinking on maybe doing a mini stack of?
So I think if you're going a little off the board here, the Cardinals, I hate saying it because they've been so bad. But I mean, they have to be due for some positive regression at some point. I mean, they're just too talented. I don't know what has happened to Arenado, but he has like the worst hitting percentages in the league right now. Like it's like all the underlying metrics. It's so bad. He's like $2,800. He's a 4 or 5 guy all year last year. So I like him. I like Edmund at what probably like 3K flat lead off. I like Goldie, of course. He's probably high threes. Um, Another team, maybe the Angels against Dunning. But other than that, I do like the order that they have right now and the top stack percentages. Kansas City, Diamondbacks, Braves. Those are probably my top three as well. I don't know if it'd be that order. I think I like the Diamondbacks the most. Gray's been dealing a bit, but he does give up a lot of power, and the Diamondbacks are playing with some heat right now. I think Walker has 4 home runs in those last 3 games or something. Marte has been hitting well too. If Corbin Carroll can get back in the lineup, I hope that stack would look a lot better. Um, yeah, I guess that's about it. I'll look for somewhere else off the board, and I'll come back.
Yeah, you were talking about St. Louis and how due they are. Goldschmidt is projected for 18%, Arenado 16, Tyler O'Neill 13, and then it drops off to single digits. Arenado 2.9, Tyler O'Neill 2.5, Goldie 3.8. That's a great little pivot. I mean, you shouldn't really primarily stack them, but that's kind of good to get away from some chalk if you want to make a secondary stack. Um,
Yeah, the good part about this slate, just like pitching, there's not going to be condensed ownership to almost every stack. I mean, maybe the highest owned stack percentage at 15%, max 20% between Kansas City or the Diamondbacks. Um, but everywhere else across the board, it's going to be 10% or less. So you really can't go wrong with wherever you want to target because all the top stack percentages are 10% or less as well. So, I mean, I wouldn't be targeting like San Fran, Seattle, Colorado, Detroit, definitely not Houston. But anywhere between the mid tier and up on the top stack tool, pretty much all in play.
yeah. I remember saying something to you about the Angels and Dane Dunning. The White Sox traded him away. He's okay, but he's still a young guy. He's still got to learn. He's got to give up some hits and stuff. I think Trout and Otani can get to him a little bit. Texas, I kind of like, maybe not too much, but Tyler Anderson, it's Tyler Anderson. We played him once and he got us like 4. So I'm still a little salty about that.
Yeah,
But
the next slate he had like 45 against the Brewers because they
speaking of that
stink.
team, yeah, they get a 1-game suspension from us. Besides Christian Yelich, he did good. And Tellez actually hit one out, but Kirby couldn't throw a
Adamas
strikeout
was
again.
Adamas was the problem. I think we played him every slate and he was like 0 for 20 at 4K.
We run terribly. It's just one of those slates. I don't disagree with anything else that you've said. You can definitely get a little different and it won't really kill you. Cleveland against Bailey Ober. He's trash. Cleveland looks a little interesting. I wouldn't get too many, but I feel like I always try
I
to
mean, I think the
find like a
Twins on the
stack
other
of,
side look better.
yeah, Peyton Bannonfield. Who the
Exactly. You can't like exactly. Who is that?
Oh great, we're gonna stack the Twins again for them to
No,
get
we're
us like
not.
4
I'm not
runs.
doing it.
Oh god. Yeah, just quick summary on stacks. You can kind of get different. Kansas City, Arizona, Atlanta are the top 3, and I like that. You can get a little different going down the line, and that's basically it. Wasn't there another stack you said you were looking for? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I would have just landed on the Twins probably, like I always do. But them, the Cards. I mean, I have to look more into the Philly lineup against Sale, but he's been better as of recently, so I'll probably avoid that.
Oh, the Reds lineup dropped.
What we got today?
India, Friedel, Steer, Stevenson, Fraley, Ramos, Senzel, Newman, Mail, whoever your catcher is. I don't know how to say
Yeah,
it. Hunter Green is pitching, dear God. All right,
this
White
is the one we
Sox are
have to win.
down. White Sox are down 1-0 already. Great. Just how I wanted to start my day. You want to get to home runs?
Yeah.
So, in honor of this little friendly bet that we have going, Eloy is going yard. I'm gonna go with Jorge Soler, and then to wrap it up, I'm gonna go Jack Suwinski against Chris
Okay.
Bassett.
I'm gonna go Madelson, Patrick Wisdom, and Freddie Freeman. Some of the guys I usually like to pick on for home run calls, but they just continue to go yard. So
Understandable. Nothing wrong with that. Is there anything else? I think we got to everything.
no, I think that should about do it. Just make sure to check out Stochastics tools in our description and check out our lineup on Twitter. It'll be about 10-15 before lock. And then make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already.